In this video, I'm going to show you 5 online businesses that you can start today that would generate you over $5,000 a week. For each of these businesses, we're going to discuss how easy is it to get started, how easy is it to make your first $100, and how easy is it to maintain once you started it in the first place. So let's dive into it. First up, we have being a social media manager. Now, hear me out. It's not as crazy as it might sound. It's actually a pretty straightforward path. So let's talk about it. You can learn everything you need to know, or 99% of what you need to know to optimize someone's social media purely by watching some YouTube videos. There's videos out there on the best time of day to post, what hashtags to use, what keywords to use. So you probably heard the word SEO or search engine optimization. This is which keywords to use together to better your chances of that content or post being picked up in that social media algorithm. There's a bunch of free content on this. I even have links in the description below that walk you through how to use AI to optimize someone's social media. When you think about it like that, you can even make it a passive form of income. For instance, ChatGPT runs, I would say, 95% of all my social media posts. You partner ChatGPT with Metrical. Metrical is a free post scheduler. What Metrical allows you to do is actually post in one centralized hub for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, platforms like that. And what it allows you to do is actually schedule posts for the future, so you don't have to actively manage this. So if you have ChatGPT make you a bunch of social media posts, you can use DALL-E 2, which is another AI software to generate all your different graphics, and then put the business name and logo on it. It's really a no-brainer. It can be purely passive income. Check out those videos in the description if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that. If you decide to go this route, there's 2 main ways to get clients. One is marketing yourself as a freelancer on websites like Upwork or Fiverr. Upwork and Fiverr is where I can post myself and my portfolio of the services that I offer, and it randomly connects me with different clients who need those services and who are willing to pay for them. The benefit to using these freelancing websites is it's free to sign up, it's really easy to connect with clients, and there's often way more clients who need work than suppliers or freelancers who are willing to supply that work, so you can charge a premium price for social media management. The second way to obtain clients as a social media manager is to be a volunteer apprentice. And when I say volunteer, I mean don't ask. So go find a company that you like. I choose to target dinosaur companies. Now, dinosaur companies are boring companies that are really good at their trade skills. So we're talking about like dentists, doctors' offices, maybe like libraries, zoos, things that have always existed. They're always gonna exist, but they're really not glamorous and they don't have the best social media presence. I target dinosaur companies because they often have much more money to spend than your traditional singular client. And since they're really good at their trade skill, they're not really investing that much time in optimizing their social media. So what I would do is go onto their website, see if they have any photos or Instagram posts, or see the basic stuff that they have, and try to revamp and make your own incredible posts. See what it looks like, make a picture of it, email it to this company and say, hey, here's one of your posts. I was wondering if you would ever want it to look something like this. Do this for 2, 5, 10 of their social media posts. It's going to be free. Of course, you're just providing this to show your skill set. When they see your social media posts with good emojis, good keywords, the graphics look nice, maybe the logo's in it compared to their boring posts that they're normally sharing, there's a high chance they're going to want to bring you on as a social media manager. These companies, their skill set is in their trade, not in social media management. Let's use economy of scale here. They do their service and their trade skill, and you market their service and their trade skill. It's a no-brainer. Target dinosaur companies. So let's get into the rating. Social media management. How easy is it to start? So if we're looking at 1 to 5 and 5's being the easiest, we're going to rate this one as a 5. Upwork and Fiverr are free freelancing websites that you can go on and set up your own account, and it's pretty easy to connect with clients from there. So from a starting point, this is pretty simple. Next, how easy is it to make your first $100? So this kind of depends on how you choose to structure yourself. I've seen on Fiverr and Upwork where people are charging $15 a post, but other people are charging $300 a week. So this can dramatically vary how many clients you have to reach out to. We're going to rate this as a 4 out of 5 because there are more clients who need work than suppliers or freelancers who are willing to provide that work. So you have the power in this discussion, but something to note, you're probably gonna have to reach out to a couple clients before you get your first bid and first contract. But once you get that first client, every other remaining client becomes easier and easier because you build a good history on Fiverr and Upwork that shows, hey, I've done this much work for this much money, and here's my reviews, and here's my portfolio. So getting that first one, we're gonna rate fairly easy at a 4 out of 5. How time intensive is it to maintain being a social media manager? So this depends on what type of tools you use. So if you use some of the AI tools down in the description below, it's gonna be probably a 4 out of 5. You're going to be able to optimize most of this workflow and make most of this relatively passive. If you're trying to make custom posts one by one by one, not using any tools and any support, it's really time intensive. This is going to be a 2 out of 5. I would recommend using these AI tools to optimize your workflow. So we're going to keep this one at a 4 out of 5. Our next online business is relatively 100% passive income, and it's one of my favorite ways to make money online. Let's talk about it. Number 2 is dropshipping. Now, dropshipping allows you to sell products online without ever holding any inventory. So let's talk about that. How can you sell something, a product, online without holding inventory? Well, it's all about using a dropshipping company. Now, dropshipping companies are like Printify, Printful, Custom Cat, Lulu Express. There's a video up here that goes through the top 5 dropshipping businesses. But what it is a bunch of templates of different t-shirts and mugs and watches and bags and shoes and things like these. And what you do is you choose a base template and you go on and add your own art to it. So you can add your logo, your branding, maybe some funny sayings. You get to choose one of these blank products like a blank watch, t-shirt, bag, things like these. You get to go add your designs to it. So you can put your logo on it, your brand colors, maybe a funny saying. You get to put whatever design you want on that product. Then you go and post this product on artsy platforms like Etsy or Shopify or Pinterest. And if someone clicks the link and buys that shirt, that dropshipping company will make that shirt, ship it to the customer, and you get to split the revenue with the dropshipping company. So you're basically getting paid for your design skills. You're not holding any inventory. There's no upfront cost, but you have to be a relatively good designer and have a little bit of traction on social media or release about 20 products. So Pinterest and Etsy recommend that if you're going to do really well selling products on their website, it dramatically boosts your rank in the algorithm if you produce more than 20 products. So I would choose some basic shirts, offer it in 5 colors, make 4 different shirts in 5 colors. That's 20 products, and now you have a decent shirt to sell on Etsy and make 100% passive income from it. The main dropshipping niches include t-shirts, bags, watches, shoes, and prints. There's a video up here on which dropshipping website is the best to use depending on what product you're selling and what your goals are with your brand. So I would recommend that before you go just willy-nilly picking a website. That's a great video. Be sure to check it out. Now let's talk about the ranking. So how easy is it to start? We're going to rank this at a 2 out of 5 stars. It is pretty difficult because you do have to have some design skills. That being said, we have a full video on the channel on how we spent 30 days using AI to create designs to put on t-shirts to make passive income online. And we actually did fairly well. So if you can do stuff like that and make AI art, that's a good way to do it, but still a 2 out of 5 because that requires some skill set. It's a little bit difficult. Next, how easy is it to make your first $100? So this depends on what type of product you choose to sell. If you're selling t-shirts, it's going to be fairly difficult. But if you're selling bags or shoes or watches, these traditionally have a higher price point attached to them. So we're going to rate that as a 3 out of 5, basic, average, right in the middle. It really depends on the product you sell. But where it gets really important is how much effort is it to maintain? It is all upfront work. Once you post it on Etsy, on Shopify, on Pinterest, it is 100% passive income. You can literally make money off this when you sleep. So it's going to be a 5 out of 5 on how easy is it to maintain. Online business number 3 is to start a YouTube channel. Now, this might seem a little biased, but this is my favorite one. Don't tell anyone. I don't know why it's my favorite. If you can figure it out, maybe subscribe below. Hopefully I can provide you some background information from what you could expect from running a YouTube channel. Getting started on YouTube is quite easy. All you need to do is create an account on YouTube, record a video on a camera like that, and post the video and share it to your friends and family, and yada yada, and then it'll be huge. Well, kinda. Making money on YouTube is a complete nother story. So in order to make money on YouTube, you have to have 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch time hours. So subscribers is that number down right underneath this video that shows how many people get a notification every time you release a new video and get to see some behind the scenes footage on your channel. Watch time hours is the total amount of hours spent on your videos. So if you release a 30-minute video and someone watches the whole 30 minutes, you get 0.5 watch time hours. You have to get 3,000 watch time hours before you ever make money on YouTube. Now, this might seem like a lot. It actually used to be 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours, but YouTube just knocked this down to compete with TikTok and Instagram Reels. So it's actually never been easier to make money on YouTube, but hitting that 3,000 subscriber mark is a doozy. Let's just call it a doozy. It's a lot of work. Now, on average, per YouTube analytics, it takes 45 videos before you're going to get your first 500 subscribers on YouTube. So 45 videos is a lot of upfront work, but this varies dramatically. We actually hit our first 500 subscribers in only 12 videos. Now, this depends on what type of content you're posting and how long those videos were out there for. So those 12 videos were out there for 8 months. So 8 months is a long time to get 500 subscribers, but we finally got there. What's much more difficult is getting 3,000 watch time hours. In fact, most people hit the 500 subscriber mark way before they hit the 3,000 hour mark. If this is something you're looking for a quick road to income, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're looking looking something for long-term, relatively passive income that has no upper bound, I would definitely make a YouTube channel. So let's talk about the rating. So how easy is it to get started? This is going to be a 5 out of 5. It's super simple. All you need is a camera, maybe a microphone, and make a YouTube channel and post your first video, and there you're started. So a 5 out of 5. Next, how easy is it to make your first $100 on YouTube? So this is going to be the opposite. This is going to be a 1 out of 5. It is very difficult to make your first $100 on YouTube. In order to get $100 on YouTube, you can guesstimate that you need to have approximately 50,000 views to make $100 of passive income from YouTube every month. So this is going to be a 1 out of 5. It's pretty difficult to make your first $100. Lastly, how easy is it to maintain once you've made that first $100? And this is where you have a bunch of leverage for making a YouTube channel. This is something that is not tied to your time whatsoever. You can make a great video, and if that's a good video, that video can make you money for the next 5-10 years if it does well. So in terms of passiveness, we're going to make this a 4 out of 5. Once you put those 2 years in of non-stop hard work, you can expect to do fairly well from YouTube. I would highly recommend making a YouTube channel if you like being creative and making your own designs and having your own type of branding. If you think making a YouTube channel is for you, check out this video up here on how much we made from YouTube in our first 1 year creating content. Check it out. You'll be happy you did. Now let's move on to the next business. Moving on to number 4, this is actually where I started my first online small business, is to become a professional website designer. Now before, if you wanted to create your own website, you had to know advanced level coding like HTML or JavaScript and things like these. But today there are so many drag and drop free website builders that anyone can learn to make a website in a weekend. All you have to do to make a website these days is use a website like Weebly or WordPress or maybe Squarespace, stuff like that. And it's a drag and drop tool that you can make a website and start making your own designs, add your own logos, and find little niches that work for you. And here's where you can find niches that really work for you and help automate your workflow. So for instance, what I did as I was living in New York, upstate New York at the time, and I reached out to all local dentist offices, and I made websites to sell to dentist offices. And the first one was a little tricky. After learning how to make websites over a weekend, it probably took me about 2 weeks to make my first dentist office website. But the website went well. Then I slightly modified it for the second dentist office I got. Then I modified that one to the third dentist office I got. And the first website might have taken me 2 weeks. But the second and the third, maybe it took me like 6 hours. And website designers, if you look at freelancing sites, they charge around $500 to $3,000 depending on the website you build. So making your first $100 as a website designer, super easy. And what's cool is this information is public knowledge. So you can go on someone's website and see if they have a good website or not. So select your niche, run with this niche. If you need help with this, I have 2 videos in the description below. One is my top 5 website builders, and the other one is how I use Weebly to make a website in just 10 minutes. Go check them out. Website design, great place to start. Let's talk about the rating. How easy is it to get started? On this one, we're going to do a 5 out of 5. Those website builders are free to use, and they're all drag and drop. My favorite is Weebly. They're not a sponsor, just personal preference. It's the easiest one to use for me. Or you can use WordPress. Actually, 1/3 of the internet uses WordPress to make their websites. I find this one a little bit more complicated, but you can check out that video if you'd like to learn more about it. So how easy is it to start? 5 out of 5, easiest one to get started. Now, how easy is it to make your first $100? So website design is actually one of those things that you get to charge over $100 right out of the get-go. So we're going to put this at a 4 out of 5. What I would do is make your freelancing website, maybe make your own website for yourself to brand yourself, because when you reach out to these clients, they're going to do a little background information on you. So you want to make sure that you have a professional looking website. Nothing's worse than a website designer that doesn't have a good website themselves. And then market to your niche, pick a dinosaur company. You'll be happy you did. Start as a website designer. This is going to be a 4 out of 5. So how easy is it to maintain once you start? This one is actually only going to be a 2 out of 5 because you are directly correlating your time for money. You're trading your time for money because you can't make a website without doing any work. But as you make more websites, they become easier and easier, which is why it's not a 1 out of 5, but 2 out of 5 on longevity of how passive it is. It's not really passive. You got to devote time to it. And we saved the best for last. Number 5 is becoming a digital nomad. Now, digital nomad is otherwise known as a freelancer. And in order to be a freelancer, you have to have 2 simple parts of an equation. 1, you have to have a skill set that you can do online. And 2, you have to have someone or business that's willing to pay for that skill set. And the benefit of being a digital nomad is there's so many different skills that you can offer. So most of the time people just think, oh, I got to be a computer coder or a website designer, but we're not talking about just those. In today's work from home environment, there's administrative roles like HR representative, recruiter, accountant, maybe you go through and sign up someone on a blog or a website or stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is if you have an office job and your job is predominantly done on the computer, why not do that on a computer elsewhere and explore? And there's companies who are willing to pay for that. For those of you who want to start your own business, be your own boss, work on your own terms, being a digital nomad is definitely the way to go. We even have a step-by-step framework on how to do that. It's our most recent video, so I'm still excited about it. I highly recommend it, but I do think it is our best video so far. So check it out. Tell us what you think. Become a digital nomad. Let's talk a little bit about the rating. So how easy is it to get started? So we're going to put this at a 3 out of 5. First, you have to choose what your skill set's going to be, and then you have to go to Fiverr or Upwork and create an account, create a freelancing website, and maybe build out your portfolio a little bit about what your previous work is and how you can offer those skill sets to different clients. Now, how easy is it to make your first $100? This is much, much easier. This is going to be a 4 out of 5. Like I said, there are way more clients on Upwork that need support than people who are offering support as freelancers. If you're going on the tech side, it's going to be relatively simple to make your first $100, but it's not a 5 out of 5 because if you're going on the administrative side, maybe this is just a little bit more difficult. So this is going to be a 4 out of 5 on how easy is it to make your first $100. Lastly, how easy is it to maintain once you get started in the first place? This is going to be a 1 out of 5. These freelancing websites, you are trading your time for money. I don't want you to miss that here. There's not a lot of long-term leverage. Your long-term leverage is going to be from like YouTube and maybe optimizing social media management and stuff like that. But if you're a digital nomad, you're trading your time for money. The benefit of this is you get to work wherever you want and work on your own terms. I highly recommend it. And friends, if you want to be a digital nomad, check out this video here where we go through a step-by-step framework on how to do so. And if you like to stay up to date on all things AI, business, and tech, subscribe to the channel by clicking that button in the bottom right. We release content every single Monday on how to better ourselves, maybe start our own business, and just be an all-around better person. As all things small business, start small, start today. I'll see you in the next video.